What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Merge Tactics video. Yesterday, the brand new season in Merge Tactics dropped. With it came a season reset and a few new things. No new troops, unfortunately. I was really hoping that they'd introduce some new troops here, but that is not the case. But we did get a new ruler. So what I'm going to do is explain the new ruler to you. Then I'm going to explain the new modifiers that came into the game. And then I'm going to jump into a game with the new ruler and show you guys exactly how I like to use him. So first of all, Elixir Loon. He has the ability Endless Spring, which means you gain +1 elixir per round and +1 team size. Now, this team size does not stack, so it doesn't mean you get +1 team size round 1, +2 team size round 2, stuff like that. You always just have +1 team size. So you'll have 3 troop slots in round 1, and by round 6 you have 7 troop slots. So that's how that works. And then +1 elixir per round is pretty simple. That means every single new round you get +1 elixir. Now, the thing is, this is the only way to generate extra elixir with him. Goblin Queen gives you goblins, which you can then sell for elixir or merge with other goblins and sell. Spirit Empress obviously gives you +2 elixir per merge. +1 elixir per merge, which means you get 2 total elixir every single merge. And then King has the extra 2 HP, and you lose, or you gain 4 elixir every time you lose a round. So, different ability for sure. The only one that actually affects gameplay, which is really interesting. All the rest affect your eco, and so it is a different modifier. I like that it has both an eco part and a gameplay part. So I've really been enjoying him. I played all the way up to 484 straight, no losses. Out of all of those games, I think I only got second place twice. So positive trophies on every game, and only second place twice. Actually, the way the math works out, I don't know the way the math works out. Somebody wants to do the math, like how many times I got 15 as opposed to basically whatever. Who cares? Who cares, right? Anyways, this is the biggest thing with the update. Elixir Loon. I loved playing with him. He still seems very, very strong, and I'll explain why when I actually get to the gameplay. But before that, let's look at some of the modifiers. So, obviously in Bronze 1, there are no modifiers. In Bronze 2, the modifiers are Elixir Festival and Big Bucks. We've seen those before. In Bronze 3, modifiers are Trait Dummy and Endurance Training. We've seen those before. Here, we have the Your Mind modifier. We're very familiar with this one, as well as the Monster Drink. If you guys didn't get to Diamond last season, you probably didn't play. Well, you definitely didn't play with this one. So you'll get to play with this one a whole lot sooner than you would otherwise, than you did last season. And this is where you unlock Elixir Loon free to play at 650. I was able to play with him because I bought the skin, which of course unlocks the ruler. So if you have not unlocked... Actually, I've already bought all the skins, so I can't show you on this account. But if you do not have Spirit Empress, or now you don't have Goblin Queen because you didn't get her last season, the only way to get those rulers is to buy them for $20 a piece, I think, at least in America. And it'll be on a little thing on the side of the screen underneath this, I believe. So that's where you can buy them. That's where I bought the Elixir Loon skin, which allows me to play with him before unlocking him in the past. After this, in Silver 2, we get the Swift Tile and the Echo Bench. Very familiar with Echo Bench. Swift Tile is a new modifier. A special tile appears on the board, giving its troop plus 100% bonus hit speed. I predicted this. I said in my video with Mold, and probably a few videos in the past, that I think it'd be really cool if they brought specific tiles into the game that brought advantages. And so I might have actually mentioned one that doubled the hit speed. So, Supercell, if you're watching this, good looks listening. And I don't know if that was, well in the works, well before I said anything, but who knows? So I'm very happy to see that. I think it's going to be really cool. Don't know how it'll work. Hopefully it's not too buggy, but it is going to be very cool to play with. So I'm looking forward to that. Oops, wrong button. So that's the Silver 2 modifiers. In Silver 3, we get Last Stand. Familiar with this one. Very simple. And then Master Arena. Unfortunately, this one was left in the game. This is not the favorite modifier of almost anybody I've talked to, because it is very, very heavily biased to Goblin Queen players. But it'll be very good for Elixir Loon as well. And again, I'll explain that later when I play the game with him. But this is going to be very good for both of those. It's very hard for Spirit Empress players to play in that modifier. Another new modifier, One Punch. Every troop's first attack in each round deals 200% damage. P.E.K.K.A is going to dominate this round. So, Xe as well, probably. Very, very curious to see how this goes. It's going to be huge with Golden Knight, I think, as well. Very excited to play with this one. I think it'll just throw things off a lot. Princess, her attack does, 200% damage, but it does it to everybody in the radius, like Xe. It does it 200% to everybody there and everybody back. So, very, very different modifier. Not one that we've really had to play around with before. So it'd be very, very cool to see what teams are good in that modifier. And then we have promotion. Familiar with this one, don't need to explain it. In Gold 2, we unlock the Ultimate Origins, which was the new one last season. You have a dummy with the Undead and the Noble traits. This is the only way you can get 6 out of 6 on either of those. That is why it is in the game, specifically with Undead and Noble, because it allows you to complete those traits and take advantage of the 6 out of 6 bonuses. Clear Mind. I am so happy this one came back. This was one of my favorite modifiers. It was in there for the first season, and then they took it out, and then they put it back in. So I'm very, very happy they brought this one back. I wish they would have brought back some more of the eco modifiers, things that benefit your skill. But I do think it is good that there are a lot of modifiers that aren't heavily biased towards a few rulers. Like Master Arena gives a huge advantage to people who are using a specific ruler. I think modifiers that don't give huge advantages to people playing a specific ruler are better to have in the game, because then it seems more fair across the whole entire player base. So coaching, this was one that was in the last season, I believe, closer to the end of the road. So some people may not have played with this one. I don't love this one. Again, it just really benefits the rulers that allow you to keep your cards on the bench and move things around, like Spirit Empress. You can swap stuff back in. So this one actually kind of counteracts what you get with the Master Arena. And then Ascension, very familiar with this one. A reminder that it does happen at the end of round 3, not at the end of round 2 like it did in season 1. Here's another new modifier, Devil's Snap. Troop in the rightmost bench slot will be auto-sold for ×2 Elixir and removed from the game. So it's like Thanos Snap. Once per game. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know if it happens randomly, or if you're gonna know when it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's always in the right bench slot. So if you can like choose what cards you want to sell, or if it's just whoever's on the right of your bench. I don't know. I probably the rightmost bench slot, just because that's what you know, like the promotion, or even Ascension right here at the rightmost bench slot. So I'm guessing that's what it is. It'll be auto sold for double Elixir and then removed from the game. So that doesn't go back to the pool. It's just completely removed from the game. I will probably do another video explaining the troop pool. Let me know in the comments if you want to do that. There's a lot, if you want me to do that. There's a lot about the troop pool that the game doesn't tell you, that a lot of people don't understand. So if you want me to do a video explaining the troop pool, let me know in the comments and I would be happy to do that. And then another new modifier, Mystery Shop. Shop's rightmost troop will always cost 3 Elixir, but be a mystery until bought. I believe it could be any troop. It could be a 5 Elixir troop. It could be a 2 Elixir troop, but it's going to be a mystery. This one's going to be interesting. I don't really know what ruler this is going to benefit, because really with every ruler, you kind of want to know what you're buying. Unless it's like a ruler that you're waiting for and you cycle through your shop and you can't find it and you got to take the risk. Hey, maybe it's in the mystery shop, which is going to be interesting because it's going to be that every time you cycle. So really intrigued to play with some of these. Looking forward to getting to Diamond. I'll be honest with you guys. It was not my favorite season last season. Goblin Queen was not a very fun ruler to play, in my opinion. Very, very boring. And I didn't really love the modifiers that were brought. I am more excited about this season than I was last season. So I still think the troops are very fun. I feel like there's a lot of balance right now outside of Goblins being so good with Goblin Queen. So actually really looking forward to playing this season. Modifiers are going to be really fun to play with. But let's go ahead and hop into a game with Elixir Loon. I'm going to show you guys how I play with him and what I think the best strategy, if you can call it that, is. So we get Elixir Festival. What we're going to do is look at our first troop. We see it's a skeleton dragon. So we're thinking rangers or undead right off the bat, right? So we're going to go ahead and buy this. And then we're going to go ahead and buy the goblin because it's the only other card we can buy. Now, goblins are still very, very good to go for just because it gives you that bonus elixir for merging and then you can sell them. And just getting free cards is always helpful. But with Elixir Loon, it's even more helpful because it gives you more cards to fill out your slots. So you can see there, we just steamrolled that guy because we had an extra troop. And that's the huge advantage with Elixir Loon, having an extra troop on the field. What it does is allows you to get so many early wins. And I've talked about this a lot, but games are won or lost, honestly, in the first 2 or 3 rounds, depending on how much HP you lose, how much elixir you can generate, how much of your team you're able to build. It's very, very important to be ahead of the game in those first few wins. King is the only ruler that you'll ever play where it's not crucial that you win those first few rounds. And with Elixir Loon, you can almost guarantee that you're going to win, or at least, unfortunately, not this one for me, but you're going to win 1 or 2 of the first few rounds because it's very, very easy when you have an extra troop on the field. So that's the, oh shoot, I should have put my, why did I not put my Valk in? See, and that's when I'm yapping. I completely forgot to do one of the most important things. So we are going to sell this and do this here. Gotta look for that Dark Goblin, because we want to complete... Ooh, that's really good for us. Okay, honestly, let's do this. Get him in there. Get him out there. We'll get her back out there, even though the Dark Goblin was in the shop. Okay, I think this is our best bet here. And then we'll just go for that Valk next round, and then we can go for a Dark Goblin as soon as we can. But you can see this guy has 3 1-star cards, and we have 5, and one of them is 2 stars. So again, we're just getting that huge advantage, and with Elixir Loon, we can win many of the rounds early on in the game, and because we have the extra damage, or because we have the extra unit, we can deal a lot of extra damage to them, because they're not expecting that, and so you can catch some people off guard with how much damage you're able to do. They forget that he does the extra damage, because he has the extra units, and it's just really, really easy to win these first games. So you're going to see me cycling a bit here. This is honestly more than I typically cycle, but I know what team I want to go for. Rangers are still obviously very, very strong, so I want to play them. I'm playing the dead guy here, so I'm not going to sell and try to get to the knight. I'm going to be thinking ahead now to what's going to be the best troop to complete my synergy. So I went for the max Rangers. I threw some Juggernauts in front of them. And so now I'm looking at what's available for me to go for next, which is obviously going to be an undead or a clan. So I'm thinking even if we get a Valkyrie, that'd be good because it would still pair with the Juggernaut and give extra shield. So that's probably what I'm going to be looking for. I could also do it with Skeleton King. That would be interesting. We got this. Okay, nice. There's a 3-star there. And it is still very important that you go for 3 stars as much as you can, because they are going to give you the damage you need, because sometimes when you have a lot of troops but they're not high level, you're lacking damage, and so you need something to kind of carry your team. Here it's my Rangers, so I'm just trying to get my Rangers as high stars as I can, but I don't think... Ooh, this guy does have full... He does have full throwers, which is going to be slightly concerning. We do have 1 set of rockets that go out, which is very good. So we're going to get through most of them, right? If Archer locks in here. Come on, Archer. Come on, get the knight, or the musketeer. Come on, get 2 shots off. Yes, let's go. So we clutched that up. That was really, really good. So unfortunately, we do have a lot of units clumped up in here. That's very, very important. Getting that was huge. And then we can just go ahead and sell these, go ahead and get a 2-star there. Unfortunately, this guy has the other Valks. So we might want to sell our Valk to get a Skeleton King. That would be helpful because we would get that undead bonus there and be able to do some damage, percentage damage to the Archer Queen and the P.E.K.K.A. I'm really not too worried about this. I feel like we're going to be able to eat most of those hits with Archer Queen, and we'll just let our Rangers do the work because Rangers speed up so fast they can just shoot through the Archer Queen ability. And then hopefully our 3-star Goblin Machine is tanky enough to where we can beat this guy with all the throwers. And honestly, at this point, it might be worth it to kind of block. I feel like that's what Elixir Loon is going to be very good at, because you can get so many physical cards that you can block a lot more than you're able to with Goblin Queen and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that might be the method here. Let's go ahead and do this. We can sell this out now. I don't want to give him my Valkyrie, so we can get a 3-star. Okay, nice. So we can block one of his throwers there. And we're blocking this as well. Okay, he did get the 3-star already, so we can't block that anymore. What can we block? Musketeer, that's huge. Musketeer is the best thrower, so we really want to block that. He does have a 4-star Goblin as well. He does have 2-star Baby Drag. So we're blocking this, we're blocking this. We need to block this next, and then we can go ahead and pick up a Baby Drag as soon as we can. But this is going to be annoying. I'm going to swap these just so that the Goblin doesn't melt our Goblin Machine down. And because our 2 3-stars are focusing the Goblin, he's going to die pretty quickly. And we can get a lot of rockets off from our Goblin Machine, which is just going to carry us to the win. I did say that there were a few... What was I talking about? The few modifiers that were very good with Elixir Loon. I was going to say something, and now I've completely forgotten. Well, if you guys call it out in the comments, I'll try to respond and make sure that I let you guys know what I was thinking about there. But there were a few modifiers that were really good with him. Oh, the trait dummy is very good because it just allows you to fill out your traits a whole lot more. But yeah, you can get some really, really cool comps with Elixir Loon. I just am finding new stuff every single game that you can do with him. Get a lot of 2 out of 4s, get 4 out of 4s, stuff like that. So it's very, very fun to play with him, like I said, which is very different than Goblin Queen was, in my opinion. She was not very fun. But that's bothering me now why I can't remember. Maybe I'll go back at the end after this game and go breeze through the modifiers again and see if I can remember which did which. But there you go. That was too easy. We lost one round, and I mean, there's not a lot of people who have played a ton in the game. I'm probably pretty high for right now, and so these are not bots. These are not trash players. Definitely some competition there, and we took them on head on, and we won. So what was I talking about? Trait dummy, endurance training, Elixir festival, big bucks. This monster drink, you're mine. Swift tile, echo bench. Last stand, Master Arena. Oh, Master Arena, duh. Because you're keeping your cards on the field. Once you go for your team, you're not buying 2 stars and selling. You're not cycling. You're keeping your cards on the field. So Master Arena is going to be very good for Elixir Loon. I'm pretty sure that's the one that I wanted to talk about. So anyways, there you guys go. That is the full update explained. Everything new that came to the game. No new balance changes that we've seen. So maybe some stuff got changed under the table. I'm not aware of anything. Hopefully they do bring out a few changes to kind of tweak goblins a bit more and make that less dominant. But overall, I'm excited for the new season. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Elixir Loon, what you think about the new modifiers, what you're excited to play with. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Make sure you guys join the Discord that is linked in the description and follow me on all my other socials. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.